I never paid for a single design course. No bootcamp, no Udemy, and no mentors. Just a laptop, YouTube, and lot of confusions. And somehow, I went from knowing nothing about design to working as a UI UX designer at a real startup. This is exactly how I did it. It's June 2024. I'm just a student. No clear goals, no career plan, just curiosity. I've been messing around with HTML and CSS, building stuff, following tutorials, feeling productive without actually going anywhere. And then I stumbled across something called UI UX design. And I remember thinking, this is it, this is what I want to do. But here's the thing nobody tells you when you're starting out. Wanting to learn something and actually knowing how to learn it are two completely different problems. The first few weeks were honestly a mess. I'd open YouTube, search how to learn UI UX design, get 20 completely different answers, and close the tab more confused than before. Everyone keeps saying different things. Learn Figma first. No, start learning design theory first. No, just start building. There was no one to ask. No mentor, no senior, and no roadmap. Just me trying to figure out it all alone. And that feeling of not knowing if you're doing it right, that's the worst part. If that sounds like you, keep watching, because that confusion is temporary. It's not a sign you're bad at this. It's just the beginning. You spend more time questioning your process than actually learning it. I'd watch a video, feel inspired for 20 minutes, and stare at a blank Figma screen and freeze. I didn't even know what frames were. I was designing components on an empty artboard like a complete beginner, which to be fair I was. At some point I just stopped overthinking and picked up one resource. Bring your own laptop on YouTube. That was it. Watch, apply, build, and repeat. No paid course, no certificate, just that cycle over and over. And honestly, that loop is where the real learning happened. Not in the videos, in the doing. I'd watch something, immediately open Figma, and try to recreate it. Sometimes it looked good, most of the time it didn't, but I still kept going. I also used ChatGPT a lot. Not for me to think, but to answer the question that would block me for hours. Quick answers, back to building, and that's it. Because here's what I figured out. You don't need structure when you have momentum. You just need to keep building. That's the only move. Alright, let me save you months of confusion. Here's what actually matters when you're learning UI UX fast. Number one, color theory. You don't need to master it. You need to understand contrast, harmony, and how colors make people feel. That's it. Second one, typography. Fonts carry personality. Pick one that matches the product's tone. Pair a strong heading font with a clean body font. Done. Third one, spacing and outlet. Design look bad not because of ugly colors, but because of bad spacing. Learn padding, margins, and visual breathing room. It changes everything. Fourth one, frames in Figma. I ignored this early on, a big mistake. Frames are the foundation of everything. Components, auto layout, prototypes. Try to learn frame first. The fifth one, UX basics. UI is how it looks. UX is how it works. Design isn't just pretty, it has to make sense. Sixth one, visual hierarchy. The eye follows a path and you control that path. Size, weight, color, and position. These tell the users what to look at first. The seventh one, consistency. Same button style, same font size, and same spacing. Inconsistency breaks the trust without the user even knowing why. Eighth one, real world inspiration. Dribble, Behance, and Mobile. Study apps you use every day. Before you design anything, know what great design look like. That's it. 8 things and that's your foundation. You don't need 40-hour course to learn these. You need time, practice, and honest feedback. The real learning doesn't happen from videos. It happens from building. At some point, I stopped watching and started building. My few projects were bad. Really bad. But I kept going. I first built a creative agency website. Mostly copied the layout and changed the style. A standard beginner move and that's fine. That's how it starts. Then I did a finance app. Learned a lot about information hierarchy and clean UI from that. And I think the best project, the one I'm most proud of, was a wedding planner website. I didn't just copy it, I took inspiration, then made it my own. Different layout, different color story, different feel. That's when something clicked. I realized inspiration and copying are completely different things. Inspiration is starting point, and copying is the dead end. And from that project onwards, I stopped recreating and started actually designing. My focus was never perfection, it was practice. Because every project, even the ugly ones, taught me something. A mistake you make yourself is worth more than the tip you watch in tutorial. And here's the thing about building real projects. They travel. Through connections, those projects got me into a startup as a UI UX designer. No formal application, no interview preparation, just work that spoke for itself. I got to design for a real product, real decision that actually affects how the user experience something. That's a different kind of learning entirely, and no course gives you that. And let me be honest on what slowed me down, because these will slow you down if you're not careful. First one, ignoring frames. I spent weeks without building them. Then I had to relearn everything once the auto layout clicked. Start with the frames, day one. Second, focusing only on UI and forgetting UX. I was obsessed with making things look good and completely ignoring whether they make sense. A good UI and a bad UX is a beautiful car with no steering wheel. Third, no real world exposure. I was building in a bubble. No feedback, no actual users, and no actual context. That limits your growth more than you think. The startup fixed that for me, but it came late. Fourth one, learning without guidance. Going random is fine at the start, but at some point you need rough direction. Even a loose one. Randomness without intent wastes a lot of time. Now, the question everyone's thinking, should you buy a course? Here's my take, and I'll keep it straight. Courses are not useless, but for a beginner, they are a bit overrated. If you're starting out and you're broke, YouTube is more than enough. Seriously, everything you need to build your first 10 projects exists for free. Paid course makes sense when you need structure, accountability, or a certification for a job. That's a valid reason. But if you're buying a course because you don't know where to start, that's not a course problem. That's a commitment problem. The course won't fix that. Start free, build things, see if you actually like it, then invest money in leveling up. That order matters. Look, there's nothing special on how I did this. Just one tool, one YouTube channel, and a willingness to build bad things until it starts getting better. And those projects built alone with no guidance got me into a real startup. And if you're a student right now with no money and no mentor, that's not a disadvantage. That's the exact situation I was in. The question is whether you're willing to sit with discomfort of not knowing and keep going anyway. Open Figma, watch one video, and build something today, even if it's bad. That's step one. And step one is the only thing that matters right now. If this was useful for you, you know what to do. See you in the next one. God bless.